This is Johnny Boy at Fight Hype. I'm here with the always entertaining Blair Cobbs. What's going on, man? Salute. How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Working every day, grinding, trying to make something happen. You know what I mean? Working off of God's timing, but things is moving along.
Absolutely, man. I see you putting in that work. You're at the track, you running around, you're at the gym, you put, you staying busy, right?
Yep, stay busy, busy. You know, training's tough, so yeah, we got to get back in there.
Definitely, you locked in and focused. But Blair, I want to talk to you about. I want you to, let the fans know what's next for you. Who's your next opponent, and what are you working out for the rest next the next part of the year?
Well, I'm working on the Connor Walker for the Chris Eubank and Connor Ben rematch undercard in the UK. You know, it'll be a huge fight. With a in front of millions around the world and thousands in attendance. Uh, but if that doesn't go, then we'll pivot and make something else happen. But we're in heavy negotiations and we're trying to work that deal out.
Absolutely. And talk to me a little bit about your opponent. What are some of the dangers he brings to you, in this coming fight?
Well, he's very busy. He's not a big knockout fighter, but he's very busy, and that could be overwhelming. It could pose a pretty big threat. Now, Connor Walker has 3 losses, but that could be just a way of his learning curve because he is in a win streak, but he's never faced anyone like Blair Flair or let alone a U.S. fighter where boxing reigns supreme.
Definitely. So you think your style is going to give him problems, that European style, American style versus the European style?
Absolutely, and also like I'm pretty unpredictable. You could probably see a knockout or a knockdown very very early for a very aggressive kind of Walker.
Have you spoken with him? You have any personal beef with him, or is this just business?
Look, I like everything is always just going to be just business, but I am a showman. I will show up and show out. I will please the fans by creating whatever beef that needs to be beefed up, whatever needs to be cooking in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen whipping it up.
Definitely, we'll definitely be watching for that. But what's next if you're successful against him? What's your future plans for 2026? What's some of the big names that you want to get in there with?
Well, we're trying to make sure that we get to the elite level very very fast. Like I'm already an elite fighter. Now it's just all the specifics and the little details. And also I need to get more active. So like I can't be having these huge fights and then go inactive for like God knows how long. Because that's kind of been the thing. Like the huge fight with the ex world champion and Maurice Hooker, the 3 knockdowns in the first 2 rounds and everything, and then the just all around beatdown, and then and that was a huge comeback. It was too huge. It was too good because there was a whole lot of talks with Virgil Ortiz and all this other stuff. After that, all bets was off the table after that fight. There was no rematch. There was no idea of a rematch with Virgil, with Alexis Rocha. There was no talks of like, oh yeah, we're going to fight Virgil Ortiz. None of that happened, and I had still like 6 months on my contract, so they just, you know, that's Golden Boy. And then after that, I'll go inactive for 2 years, and surely I should be off. Broner picks up the phone and calls my team and makes the fight happen between me and him. and and then it happened. It happened, and I wasn't so off, was I? so so right now it's just a constant scare. It's a constant scare of people trying to play and manipulate their own agenda. And Blair the Flair, the people's champion, is fighting for the people. And that's kind of like where it's always been, because like boxing has kind of been on a kind of a spiraling downhill crash course to nothingness, and it's people like me that keeps it up.
Definitely. Well, I was with you in Philadelphia. We were both broadcasting for the Boots fight, and and now Boots is fighting October 11th, right?
Oh yeah, I've been chasing Boots down longest.
What's your message to Boots right now? You have his ear.
Now, but I wish him the best. I wish him the best. He's fighting him in 54 now. No real reason to chase him down. I'll probably still be at 47 until later. So I'll see you until next time. No doubt he would probably be one of the best fighters at 54. Granted, if he could ever get past the towering Inferno, or even Keith Thurman for that matter. Both of these fighters can make a big upset for somebody like Boots. Boots is a terrific boxer. Very, very good eyes, very good coordination, but a little wet behind the ears when it comes to getting in a confrontation. Whereas though I would love to see what happens when he gets knocked down. We would have saw that if he fought me. I would have saw it. We would have saw it whether he is a game dog or he curves. We would have saw a whole lot, and I felt like Eddie Hearns and a lot of people that were working with Boost team, they kind of dropped the ball on producing that type of information, which will guarantee that like he is what he say he is. But I wish them the best.
Definitely. What are some of the flaws that Boots has? What can you take advantage of if you get in the ring with him? Now, without giving out the whole secret, the whole game plan.
Um, Awkwardness, um, offset coordination, and the fact that he uses his eyes for almost everything, which I understand that because I'm a Philadelphia fighter too.
Battle of
So
Philly.
yeah, I'm a Philadelphia fighter too. Only thing is, I learned how to fight in Mexico before I got there. So like, I was always game to fight, and I was always strategic enough to take away those eyes and see what you had left over. And most times they didn't have much because most of these guys that come from that particular world are already highly talented, like myself. Before Boots was a thing, I was the guy. You know, Boots looked up to me. That's why it's a little fear comes up when he sees me face to face. You understand me? But that's what it is. So it's just like I'm just that person that's willing to check if you really what you say you are. So that's all it is. But regardless, he's Philly. I'm Philly, and I really love what he's doing. I love his team. I love his father. I love the brothers. I've known them since I was a kid. And actually, I was going to train with them at one point when I was a kid before Boots even got into the amateurs. So yeah, it's been a wild roller coaster, and I look forward to seeing what's next and what's to happen in the forthcoming future.
Definitely, a lot of people compare his style to Terrence Crawford. The switching of the stances, orthodox to southpaw. But what do you think that's one of the best attributes that he has?
No, he's um no, Crawford is different. Crawford doesn't have the ability that somebody like Boots has. Boots have a little bit more ability, but he pays for it because he's cocky and arrogant. He will fall victim to somebody like me very fast. He will get arrogant, he will get cocky, and then like boom, he'll be on the canvas before the third round or before even second round is over. And it's all about how does he face that type of adversity when like his ego gets thrown out the window. Can he fight? But somebody like Crawford is different. See, Crawford is very patient. He's an older man though. It came with age. He and the fact that he's known what it felt like to be outgunned and outmaneuvered. You know, he's the kind of guy that got outmaneuvered and outgunned by Philadelphia fighters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Carl Dargan, you know what I mean? And people of that caliber, like Rock and Tiger Island. These guys were fucking legends in the amateurs. You know, it's a shame that they didn't come to their full full legacy of the, you know, professional world. But Philadelphia has been known to develop some very, very highly talented fighters. Crawford doesn't have that talent, but what he does have is a very, very sharp mind. He's very patient in that ring, and he tries to capitalize on almost every accident. If you make an accident, if you throw something at the wrong angle or at the right or at the wrong time where he is able to predict, he'll make you pay. And it doesn't matter what weight class, because look, Canelo got slayed. It was crazy what those scorecards read, because ain't no way Crawford just won 2 rounds. Yeah. Actually, it would be kind of more closer the other way. It's hard to give Canelo more than 2 rounds ever. Okay. And even those 2 rounds were like, meh. Like Canelo didn't really win, but like, meh. You know what I mean? That was a complete wipeout. And a salute to Crawford, because he's a legend. He's the best.
So talking about Crawford, where do we rate him? You know, that performance, you know, moving up 2 weight classes. Is he in the top 5 of all time best fighters? What do you think?
Yeah, I would probably rank him number 2 outside of Muhammad Ali.
You know, above Floyd. He's above Floyd. Even Floyd beat Canelo Alvarez, you know, when he was younger, when he was throwing the combination punching.
He's above Floyd. He's probably just a little like a hair underneath somebody like a Sugar Ray Leonard or a Muhammad Ali.
So you think Sugar Ray Leonard beats Terrence?
No, nobody beats anybody at a younger age, like time.
Prime for prime. Let's talk about prime for prime. Terrence versus Sugar Ray.
Even prime for prime, Sugar Ray can't beat no Crawford. That's just a time thing. The development of boxing changed over time. Just like people love to talk about how Sugar Ray Robinson was that great and such a great fighter. Oh yeah, he had so many fights. Yeah, he was fighting at a different time, bro. They were still fucking bopping off like this. You know what I'm saying? It was different.
He fought 4 times a month. You know, for every once a week.
Yeah, yeah, but of course, it's like he can do that. See, you know what I'm saying? Like the fighters weren't the same.
So you don't
the level of preparation that we have today. There wasn't the level of knowledge that we have today.
Okay, but Blair, if I land a punch in 1950 on your jaw and you land a punch in 2025, what's the difference? If I land that shot and I crack you, you're going out. Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the greatest finishers in the history of the sport. 121 wins and 1 loss. Best record ever in boxing. Some of them were tomato cans.
Let's put it like this. We said 1954.
Whatever year, like this is just an example. Like I'll punch you in 1950 and you punch me in 2025.
The odds of the punch in 1954 is extremely low against me. Extremely low. And especially
I gotta have the same power.
Oh, running into a crazy shot out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It will be way worse than a Broner fight.
Okay, so you think, all right, but you think a fighter like Willie Pep doesn't have skill where he's moving and eluding all the punches, counter punching back?
For that time period, that like we all saw it and we all learned from it and we all grew from it and we all learned how to beat it and how to do it. Just like the Ali with the whipping of the arms and shooting a shot, like the bouncing around, we all learned it and then learned how to beat it. Floyd, when he came through with the Philly shell, and a lot of people done the Philly shell, like there was all kinds of fighters, great fighters, James Toney, all kinds of great fighters that used it. But the thing is, we grew from it. We learned from it. We saw it. and technique changes. And we also figured out how to beat it. So it's just the level of boxing is not getting bad. It's getting better when it comes to technique. The problem is the business of boxing is getting crazy, where
Absolutely.
fighters are not able to actually fight as consistent, even though it's probably way more dangerous than it's ever been. Because come on, you got jokers like Javante Davis.
Killer.
Pow! One fight, one hit is over. It's all over. It's all over. And this motherfucker is nowhere near like fucking Mike Tyson. He's not heavyweight, bro. He will knock you clean out fast.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's like far too many levels to boxing right now that like I can't without a shadow of a doubt be so egotistic to believe that like the elders are better than their sons, than their children. We
But
are
some of
children
the fighters can win, right? Like from the 50s and 60s, 70s. Some of the fighters gonna win, beat some of the fighters.
could win quite a few fights. Sugar Ray Leonard could win quite a few fights. And hell, even that guy right there, Pernell, was that? Is that
Now,
Pernell?
Whitaker, that's my favorite fighter. I had to.
Yeah, yeah, Pernell
That's my
Whitaker.
favorite. I think he's. I think he's the best.
Yeah, that could win quite a few fights. But the odds of running into somebody that can take away all of those abilities because we've seen it already, we've learned it already, we developed so many different tactics and skills and in boxing, it grew so far beyond even Trinidad. People will figure out a way to take away that hook fast as shit. You know what I'm saying? People will figure out a way to take away that movement that Pernell has. Fast. Throw it out the window quick. For a really good fighter, the elite fighters, no, it's another level. It's another level at the game. I mean, shit, you got people like Crawford. He don't need to have no goddamn talent and still take your ass down. You know what I'm saying? He can be not the fastest, not the strongest, and probably not even the smartest. Still take away everything you got.
So
You know
why
what I mean?
is he so good, Blair? Why is Crawford so good and he's above all his peers?
His ability to be patient, and he's one, his body dynamics. He's got an incredible reach. His hands is big as fucking a heavyweight person. I can't believe he's just walking around with these big giant hands as a fucking like lightweight once upon a time. It's crazy. So he has solid power even when he's not really trying. And then on top of that, his technique is based upon his counter punching abilities and his awareness level. And even when he gets caught with something, he makes sure that it doesn't happen again. He was coming back with punches every single time. If Canelo threw a shot, he came back with like 3, 4 more, and they were like on point. His eyes, he's very sharp. He's watching everything, even when he doesn't have the fastest eyes, but he has eyes that's good enough to make sure that he capitalizes on everything. That's tell you the truth. That's half. I would say 40% his body. His body ain't the fastest. He ain't the strongest. You know what I mean? He doesn't move the most. He ain't no goddamn Amir Khan. Some shit like that. You know what I mean?
But he destroyed Amir Khan, right? With the
Yeah, but he'll destroy Amir Khan.
yeah
He
the
figures
time.
out a way to beat these highly talented fighters. But that's because of his brain. Right now, we're living in a whole different dimension when it comes to elite level boxing. Elite level boxers are like highly developed here before they're developed here. So it doesn't even matter how fucking and that's why older fighters are killing it. Older fighters are killing it. The young fighters, they're getting smacked out sometimes. You know, they have to be protected by their promoters.
And the wisdom.
You know what I'm saying? They have to be protected by their promoters and their managers and their trained. Everybody has to protect these young fighters from people like me, people that's older because we're built different. People in age is getting better. Sugar Ray Leonard wasn't shit by the time he got to 35. That's just what's happening, you know? So people bodies are lasting longer. Their brains are becoming longer lasting too. So it's a whole different dynamic. I don't know like the limits of how far boxing is going to go in the developmental phase, because to tell you the truth, it could die before it sees its true prime, you know, because of how the business of boxing is going, you know, where like people like me don't get a chance to shine. And bro, that's people like me, you're losing out on the Hector Camachos. You're
Entertainment.
losing, yeah, you're losing out on so many like mega star fighters that fights. And like, guess what? It wouldn't matter whether they were fucking Mexican, Puerto Rican. They draw a crowd because they're entertainers and they can fight. We need those type of fighters in boxing because those are the superstars. Those are the Floyd Mayweathers. Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of promotions. A lot of promoters, they wanna dictate and promote politics over entertainment. So then you have somebody like Jake Paul killing it.
Yeah, they're not giving the real fighters the chance and the opportunity, especially a guy like you who's entertaining and brings the fans,
Yeah,
out of
it's hard to find a boring fight for me. It's hard to find a boring round. You know what I mean? Like,
or a press conference.
or a boring press conference. I said nothing in the goddamn what do you call it? The Maurice Hooker fight. And it was nothing but anticipation.
Yeah.
There was still like a little drama in the background. I gotta have a fist fight with fucking Terrence Crawford, all kinds of shit.
Crazy, man. But Blair, talking about Terrence Crawford, do you feel he hurt Canelo in the fight? Like I thought he was hurt and he looked frustrated and he took the shot and he was looking at Crawford like, man, how is this little guy doing this to me? That was the feeling in the arena.
Canelo got hurt quite a few times, and he got hurt quite a few times in the fight, and especially towards the end. But I can remember there was a time where Canelo got hurt too many times early in the fight, and so he started to back up. He started to back up and try to re reestablish himself, try to figure out what's going on in the fight. Cause every time he fucking got in there, he got clapped. So now you see the bigger guy walking back, and you ain't never seen Canelo back up on anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was different. And then towards the end, when he knows that he's down on every point, every round, he lost everything. Then he starts to go for broke, right? And tries to throw more punches and go for broke. And he got hurt quite a few times. There was moments in the last couple rounds where he could have got knocked out. We could have been seeing him hit the canvas, and he got really close to getting knocked out, and then he'll pull back off of it. You know what I mean? He'll the more aggressive he got, the worse it got for him.
Yeah.
And then like eventually he has to just pull back a little bit so he doesn't get knocked out. And then he'll push it a little bit harder and then pull back. You know what I mean? But I tell you one thing, people like Canelo have a lot of physical fortitude. They're very strong. I mean, he gotten prepared for people of the likes of Triple G, which is no easy task. Canelo been around and been around to see some very, very big fights happen.
Absolutely. And where does Crawford go from here? Now they're talking about him fighting David Benavidez. Is that too much, or going down and fighting Boots? What do you think about him and Boots getting it on?
I don't really care much for any of it. I don't care much to see Boots fight Crawford. I don't care much to see Crawford fight Benavidez. It's just a shame. it's a shame that we never got to see Canelo and Benavidez, which is the fight that was supposed to happen, and the crown was supposed to be passed on to Benavidez. Crawford, all I see is that the best thing for him to do now is to retire happily. You know,
Now that Turkey paid, I guess Canelo 150 million, gave Crawford 50 million. Now it'll be reversed if there's a rematch. And even if he doesn't fight, Turkey says that he don't retire. He wants Crawford to continue his career. So he's going to offer him probably another 100 million plus. And it's hard to turn that down at this stage. He worked so hard to get to this level. Do you think he'll fight again?
no, I don't think that he'll fight again. I know Crawford. I've spoke to him numerous times. I've called him out numerous times. I even said, "Yo, man, you might as well just come with me, man. Train me, then, motherfucker." You know what I mean? God damn, like, come on. You know what I mean?
So you
But,
you giving a call out to Bomac? You want to go to that team to
well, no,
Bomac?
I like for somebody like me, I would appreciate somebody like Crawford when it comes to his mentorship,
Yeah, yeah,
his mentorship. Because to tell you the truth, there's a lot of things that I'm going through in boxing that he's going through. Maybe not on the level of me,
yeah,
but he's gone through a lot of that stuff. There's been a lot of doors that shut in his face, even though he was great, even though he proven himself many times over. There's many doors that shut in his face and delays over top of delays for the Earl Spence fight. There was all kinds of things that happened with Crawford. Is reason why like I respect him probably more than most people and most fighters. He didn't get the easy route.
yeah. He definitely took the hard road to get here. He had to earn it, and then now he's getting his accolades. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, so you can understand why he has that mentality. But Blair, we look forward to seeing you, man. Thank you for your time. We always appreciate you. Always entertaining. And what's a final message for the fans?
The final message for the fans is that Blair the Flair will be back and back soon and better than ever before. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Blair the Flair. And for more exciting content, official BlairTheFlair.com. Woo! Because nobody does it better, baby.
So you have it. We out.